Hey everyone, welcome. Well, this gentleman nailed it, and this Fraggle really didn't like it.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Now, you're probably aware, social housing is effectively council houses, which basically means you don't have the money to be able to buy a property yourself or privately rent one. So it's usually welfare recipients. And this caller on LBC, on Rachel Johnson's show, nailed the opinions of the nation, of the silent, well, not so silent anymore, majority. Have a listen to this, everyone.
Let me just tell you something as well. I want to make a point. Through my job, I know, I'm not going to say what my job is. I know I go into social housing a lot. I think this country, it would be a national scandal if the figures ever came out as to how many foreign-born people live in social housing in this country. It is unbelievable. And there's so many people.
Can you give me any statistics on that?
I don't think it'd ever be published, because I think the councils and the media
I can give you those details after the video.
Can conveniently find out anything they want to when it suits their political agenda. Those figures will never be released. I'm just telling you from a sort of personal experience. I cannot believe how many people live in social housing that we're born in this country.
Right. But
that's not clever, is it?
Yeah, but Mike,
He's got a stump with that one, hasn't he? He's got a really stumped. That sigh was her not being able to think of a comeback. Let's have a listen to what she actually comes back with once her brain's kicked in gear enough.
You understand the fact that Southport happened. Don't you think that you're retrofitting a lot of grievances about massive immigration onto
absolutely.
a terrible act that turns out not to actually fit the pattern that you're talking about in terms of the...
Was he English born? Has he got English heritage that goes back centuries? No. Therefore, foreign.
Immigrant communities. This was a lad whose parents were Rwandan. He was born in Cardiff. I mean, do you want to then go back and kick out all the children and grandchildren of immigrants, as well as stop mass immigration tomorrow and next week and the week after? I mean, where do you take it? Where do you take this anger?
I'm just going to be personally honest with you.
Please do. I'm being really honest this hour.
That'll make a fucking change.
I mean,
right.
His
parents should never have been in the country in the first place. His parents should never have been in the country in the first place.
Boom. Now tell me that isn't the thought of a lot of people in this nation. You know, the ones that are having to riot because nobody will listen to us, including Fraggles like her. Well, they're listening now. And now I'm not saying that this trouble is a good thing, and I'm not saying that I want it to happen. Obviously, I'm against violence on our streets from all sides. Not just rioters, but the other things, you know, like children being killed. But she didn't like the fact that he said the parents shouldn't be there either. Now let's have a look at the actual facts, shall we, when it comes to social housing, because there is a way of looking. You've just got to be a little bit more studious when you're collating all of the information. But somebody has actually done it. Now this was from 2001, and this is the graph. There you go. So we've got proportion of household reference persons who are in social housing by country of birth. You see the list? Somalia, 70+%. Other African nations, over 50%. Jamaica, Ghana, Afghanistan, North. The list goes on and on and on. And this is where English people are. United Kingdom, 20th on the list. Now, this social housing is supposed to be for British people from the United Kingdom to be able to not end up on the streets. Seems that we're giving it to the world rather than our own by a significant amount. Less than 20% of social housing in this nation now, that's council houses, are occupied by Brits. So he's right, it is a scandal. How much is this taking away from our weakest and ones most in need? Absolutely disgusting what they're doing to us. And I 100% agree, they shouldn't have been here in the first place. Let me know what you think. Stay sane, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion. If you want to help the channel, you can do. There's a way of doing so. Just buy me a copy in the description of the video. I'll see you on the next one.